Hi everyone, welcome to video 2 of Ryan Lelf's fundraising course. Today I want to just talk a little bit about the psychology of fundraising. I think we need to begin with the word abundance. You know, there's 7.7 billion people on the planet. Depending on how you were raised, depending on your belief system at this point, I think a lot of times we tend to come from a place of scarcity, that there's not enough. And I think one of the psychology points that helped me do so well with fundraising was that I could remind myself that there's actually more than enough. There's an abundance amount of resources, there's an abundance amount of money, and if I was willing to put myself out there, if I was willing to ask, if I was willing to trust and believe in that abundance abundance could spill over and enough people would donate money to me, and I would be able to have the funds that I needed in order to get better. So here are a few key thoughts in the psychology of fundraising. One would be 37 impressions is what it takes for the subconscious mind to take action on something that it's hearing. So how does that relate to fundraising? Well, for an example, we can't just post one time on Facebook or send just one text message or just one email and then expect everyone to immediately take action. We've actually got to put it in front of them and softly remind people over and over and over again, many a times, in order for them to subconsciously receive that there is a real need and then take action. Another aspect to the psychology of fundraising is people make decisions emotionally and then they back them up logically. I think it's really important that we show people the good, the bad, the ugly. As you're going to see throughout these videos, we're going to intertwine some of the pictures of when I was at my worst. I was showing these through my crowdfunding site. I was posting these on Facebook. There were links going out in text messages and emails that gave people an up-close and personal view of the tumors that were popped out, the pleural effusions that were going on, my catheter in my right side lung, the ascites that was building up around the abdomen and how I looked like a 9-month pregnant person, or a very malnutritioned young man. I got down to 125 pounds. I started at 170 before I got diagnosed. So we want to draw people in emotionally. That's part of the psychology of fundraising. They need to feel and understand what it is that you and I are going through, and then they need to be given the opportunity to partner with us and actually have the opportunity to play a role in us going from this really, really bad place physically to the vision of us being back in optimal health later. We also want to have no expectations. I think part of the psychology of how I did so well with fundraising is I just trusted that there were enough people out there that if I just kept putting it in front of people, the ones who had the ability to give, who wanted to give, and could give, would. And if for some reason someone didn't want to give or was not in a position to, I wanted them to feel from my heart that there were no expectations. I believe that I gave people the freedom to not donate. I gave people the freedom to say no. And at the same time, that gave people the freedom to say yes. The psychology of fundraising also, we want to give people a call to action. We want to give them deadlines. We want to be very, very specific. And in some of these later videos, I'm going to give you some practical tips and examples of how I reduced things down to where everyone felt like they could be a part. They could contribute. $5 mattered. Or if you wanted to give $10,000, we were open to that. You want to include everyone. You want to give people a specific need. You want to be creative in the examples that they can help in many different ways, not just by giving money, but by maybe purchasing something or donating their time or helping out in many ways. You want to be transparent. You want to be authentic. You essentially want to take away every reason that someone could come up with on why they maybe wouldn't donate or wouldn't give money to you and your adventure with cancer and your healing journey. So if you'll take a little bit of time to think about how you have felt when someone posted their GoFundMe or their YouCaring site or whatever crowdfunding vehicle they're using, or when someone's asked to donate money through PayPal or send a check or help out in a situation, how did that language that that person used or that family used, how did that resonate in your heart? Did it motivate you to want to give? Did it push you away? Did it cause you to have questions? And if you'll think about the psychology of what it's like to be the person on the end of being requested, on the end of being asked, then that will help you make sure that you present what you're asking people of in a way that kind of sets aside the objections, puts aside their fear, and truly allows them to say yes. But at the same time, even if they say no, you're not tied to any one individual person or any organization or any particular thing having to come through or donate to you, because you're just trusting that there's an abundance out there. And if you keep asking and keep putting it in front of people, over time you will eventually get the funds that are needed in order for you to do what you need to do to heal yourself from your disease or your cancer or whatever health issue that you're battling. So I think it's important that we dive into the psychology of fundraising, and I wanted to make sure I talked a little bit about that. You're going to have a PDF file or something written out with some of these key thoughts that I shared on this video, that you may even want to take some time and go and look up the definition and fully understand how that fits into the videos you're going to make, the pictures you're going to post, the language you're going to use, and why that can make a difference when people are considering giving to you versus maybe other things that are being presented to them where people are also requesting for donations and help. So this was video number 2, the psychology of fundraising. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next video.